Hey everyone, happy Monday night. Thank you guys so much for being here. I know we have a lot of new people on our team. So if this is your first time tuning in to a team training, I want to welcome you and introduce myself. My name is Brittany Raup, and I am an Emerald ambassador, and I've been on this team for goodness, 7 plus almost 8 years. So it has been a long time. But I love this team so much, and I love training and talking to you guys and sharing just some of the things that I've learned along this journey. And really, the hope is that if we can share what we've learned, we can save you from some struggle, right? If we can all share how we've learned, it really benefits everyone. So I'm going to share my screen and introduce our topic for tonight. All right, let me get this full screen here. Okay, can you guys see my screen? Just want to make sure. Okay, thanks, Cheryl. Perfect. Okay, so we are going to be focused on customer care tonight and kind of an introduction, like what are these monthly trainings that we do? Alita did one last month, and really the goal is to focus on one of the 4 pillars of your business. So they are recruitment, retention, duplication, and leadership development. Really, that is everything. That is your whole business there in a nutshell. And each one of those is so crucial to building a sustainable business. Okay, so today we're going to focus on customer care, which is really that retention pillar of your business, and kind of hit on 3 key reasons why it's important to focus on customer care. The first is that retention is a pillar. So we have to spend time making sure that that is solid. And that we're doing a great job like shoring up that part of our business. Number 2, systems are how you scale your business. So if you are wanting to grow a team, and really that's what you're doing here, right? Yes, you are bringing in customers, but at the end of the day, this is a team building business. If you're going to be successful in Plexus, you're going to be growing a team. So systems are how you scale to make this doable and duplicatable. And then number 3, when you focus on people, the points take care of themselves. So those are going to be the 3 things that we focus on as we work through here. Okay, so purpose of our monthly trainings is to skill up together as leaders to build a solid foundation. And like I said, to learn from leaders in the industry who have made mistakes. So everything I'm sharing with you usually came from something I didn't do well at first, right? Like I struggled with retention in the beginning of my business. I did not take awesome care of my customers because I had to learn, and you need to be okay being a mess before you're a master. So I don't want you to hear what I'm sharing tonight and think this is what I've been doing since day one. This is all things that I've learned along the way. But if you're willing to work through this, it can really enhance your business and also make life easier for you. Okay, so we're going to get into that. So first thing we're focusing on is retention as a key pillar of your business. It's not the flashiest pillar, okay, but it is really, really important. If you want to hit your goal, like let's say it's Ruby, Emerald, Diamond, you can put your goal in the comment. I would love to see, like, what's your end game with Plexus? Where do you want to be? You want to hit that goal, you are going to have to work hard, right? No doubt. This is not an easy thing. You're going to have to work hard to hit that goal, but you're going to have to work twice as hard every single month if you're not good at retention, right? Twice as hard to get there and twice as long to hold your rank. It is so much less work, so much easier if you are maintaining your team and taking care of them. Okay, I just wanted to pull up the chat here so I can see what you guys are saying. Yeah, next step, stepping stone, senior Ruby, Diamond. Yes, we all have a big goal in mind. You don't want to have to rebuild your team that you've recruited every single month because they're bottoming out, right? You want to keep the people that you have and continue growing. You do that through retention. So here is a hard truth that I often remind myself of. I tell myself this: if I'm not going to take care of my customers, I have no business recruiting them. Okay? Let me say it again. If you're not going to take care of your customers, you really don't deserve their business, right? Like, ouch, it like stabs me sometimes because sometimes we're so after the recruitment, and that is huge. You have to recruit, right? That's the first pillar. And if you're not recruiting, you don't have anyone to retain. So of course you have to be bringing people in. Recruitment is massively important. But if we're not retaining, if we're not taking care of our customers, then we really don't deserve to be working with them. They'd be better off with someone else. Okay. So if that's a punch to the gut, just know that I've punched myself with that one several times. And it really reminds me that this is important. And if I'm going to be bringing people in, I have to be taking care of them. Okay. Yeah. Like I said, no one wants to have to rebuild their team every single month. And it's important to think of our customers not just as a one-time sale, right? When you bring someone in, that's just the beginning of the journey with you. They are going to be customers that you serve through their duration of their Plexus journey, and they continue to provide residual income for you for years. Like I have customers that have been with me now almost 8 years. So think about the lifetime value of your customer, not just the initial sale, right? How much lifetime value has that customer that's been ordering triplex from me for 7 years? How much lifetime value has that given me? A ton. I'm so glad that I took care of that customer and they're still with me, right? So think about it this way. When someone joins as a level 1 customer, you get 6 pay points, right? How excited are you guys when you sign up a new customer? Like, give me a word in the comments. How are you feeling when someone clicks join and their name pops up in your back office? How do you feel? Give me a word or how you feel when you see that new join. Dance party. Yes. Encouraged, excited, ecstatic, right? You are so stinking pumped. Adrenaline rush. Like you're probably doing a happy dance, right? Every single time I sign up a customer, I get so excited. I got to tell somebody, right? I'm like, Shannon, Victoria, Amber, like I signed up somebody, right? We shout ourselves out. We get so excited. You get 6 pay points for that customer if they order 100 PV. Do you realize that every single time that customer places an order, they are again giving you 6 pay points? Do you realize that it's as exciting every single month that they reorder? It really is. They're giving you those pay points again. They're sticking with you again. They're trusting you with their health goals again. Are we as thankful, as excited, and as committed to helping them as we were the first time they ordered? Yeah, when that subscription goes through, why are we like, oh, yep, my subs ran? No, like, that's amazing. These people are trusting you. They're ordering from you again. Okay, so that reorder, it's just as important for your paycheck and for your organizational volume as you grow. So like have the dance party every time a subscription goes through or every time a customer reorders. Don't just place so much attachment on that initial order. It's really the lifetime value of your customer. Keeping those points coming in, totally critical to your growth. If we don't retain, what ends up is we're on the hamster wheel, okay? The hamster wheel of gaining people, losing people, gaining people, losing people. And then what happens is we don't really grow, right? It's like running on a treadmill. Like you're moving, you're doing stuff, you're not getting anywhere. You're stationary if we're losing people as fast as we're bringing them in, okay? You have to do a lot of work to bring in a new customer, right? Once you have them in, it's actually easier to retain them than to bring in somebody new. It's actually less work. And I was doing a Bob Heilig training where he shared that a current customer is 14 times more likely to order than someone you're prospecting, right? So yes, we're prospecting, yes, we're recruiting, but don't forget your current customers. I just want to show you, like, this is why this is a pillar of your business. It's so, so important. But I do also want you to know attrition is normal. Okay. If you need to say it out loud, say it out loud. Attrition or people quitting is normal. Okay. Not everyone is going to stick with you forever, no matter how amazing your customer care is. So don't let it mean something about you when someone quits. It doesn't. We cannot be like emotionally destroyed when someone says, I want to put my subscription on hold. You know, some people aren't ready to commit. Some people don't have the priorities. Some people are going to quit and realize that they feel like crap and they're going to come back to you, right? So don't let it mean something about you when someone quits. You just need to know and feel confident that you are doing your very best to love and serve your customers, right? Okay, so let's get a little more detailed. I want to give you the actual system here. I'm going to share with you exactly what I do with customers. But there's 2 main things. Okay, so we're going to get into simple system. What does it look like? Again, systems scale. When you have a system, you don't have to reinvent the wheel with every customer and go looking for everything you need. It's like, nope, here's what I do with new customers. And you can duplicate it down, right? You can teach this to people that come on board and they start adding customers. It duplicates down. So the main things are connection and having a simple system. So we're going to dive into the system part. Connection is woven all throughout, okay? And as I share the system with you, I want you to know I don't do it perfectly, okay? It's kind of like my homeschool schedule. I have 4 kids, I homeschool them. I have this absolute perfect homeschool schedule hanging on the wall, right? The calendar with all of the coursework and everything that's going to happen. It's perfection, right? But in real life, does that always happen? No. Does it ever happen? That is questionable, right? In real life, there's a lot more crying and a lot more chaos, and that's okay. But does having the system laid out move us forward? Yes. Is it something to come back to and be like, okay, let's get recentered? What needs to happen? Yes. So that is the same thing with this system. Okay. It's to keep you on track. It's to come back to. But let's talk about connection first, because that really is key. So in order for a customer to trust you enough to make a purchase decision, there has to be connection, right? You have to build trust. They either saw your post or you called them up or they know you from mom's group or from work or whatever. There's trust built. Once you have a customer, they're saying, I trust you. I trust you with this piece of my health journey. You have a connection built, it's established. The key is to keep it going. Okay. So how do you keep that connection going? First thing is listen. Listen, ask your customer questions and listen for their answers. So many people do not listen, right? They're just thinking about the next thing they want to say, or they're just overloading with information. Just ask them, like, hey, what are you hoping to get out of your plexus journey? What can I do to best support you? And listen for the answer. Understand their problem. What problem is plexus solving for them? And that's something you can circle back to, especially when they need a consistency nudge or they're tempted to quit. If you know the problem they had when they started, you can remind them of that. Like, hey, I know you want to quit, but remember, you said you wanted to lose weight for your daughter's wedding. Or remember, you were having all that pain and inflammation and now it's really under control. Circle back to that, because I love thinking about what we do as not just selling products, but it's solving problems for people. And this is something to keep in mind as you post too, and as you share about the products. It's not really that we have vitamins and that we have Slim and that we have Reset. Those are great tools, but it's what problem do they solve for people, right? That's what influences a purchasing decision, is if this solves a problem for me. So with your new customers, make sure you know what's their problem. Why are they coming to you? What problem are they hoping to solve? That's something to circle back to. Okay, so listening, understanding their problem, and just caring. Every line in your virtual office represents a soul, like a whole person, right? It's very easy to get tied up in the numbers, right? I need 500 points to hit my rank up. I need, 1,500 points to be emerald. And we do. And you have to know your numbers too. This is a business, but it's a people business. And every line in your virtual office represents a soul. Don't lose sight of that. This is a great privilege that we have to work with people, right? To be in a people business, to be in a service business. I try to stay centered on that because I believe that the work we do has an eternal impact. And I'm really grateful that it's not just sell, and never connect. The connection piece is what knits people to you. And it's where you can actually make an impact on their life, not just their health. But some of my best friendships have been because of Plexus. Some of the best conversations and the best encouragement have been with my Plexus family. So remember, every single person is a soul. Okay. So my retention system. Take a picture if you want. Again, I don't do it perfectly. I probably never do it perfectly, but this is kind of the ideal thing. I'm going to walk you through it. So new customer joins. Right away, I start a 3-way chat and ask for a phone call. So Alita has been teaching us this. Megan, everybody's been doing phone calls, which is funny because we used to do it a lot when I first started, kind of got away from it. We're coming back. And the reason is that connection is so good over the phone, right? When you can hear voice or you can see somebody on Zoom, it's just, there's something about it. You can also cover a lot of information and onboarding in a phone call, right? Or you can go back and forth for weeks in Messenger, but getting somebody on the phone with your sponsor, doing that 3-way chat, that 3-way call, you can get them excited, help them feel connected. and ask them about finding a plus one before their products arrive. Okay, so start a three-way chat, ask for a call, ask them who their plus one can be for accountability, right? And what I tell people is like, hey, I'm going to be here for you, but you need someone who's in your life every day to help you stay on track. So who's it going to be? Is it your husband? Is it your coworker? Is it your sister? Like, you need somebody that's like in your everyday life to help hold you accountable. So who's your plus one going to be? So we have that conversation. I send a product schedule to them. Okay, we don't want to lose sight of the fact that we need to help them with their products, right? Even if they're excited about sharing and all that, you do want to make sure you give them a product schedule. Every single person needs to know how to take their products. And then for my team, we run a new to Plexus chat every single month. And so this is just an idea. It's not something you have to do, but I've been doing this since November of 2023, every single month. And I just start like new to Plexus April 2025. And everybody who joins my team gets added into that chat. And in there, there's just a post every day with product information, the Friday flash sales that we had, invitation to our opportunity call, encouragement, all that. That has been a really good tool for my team. Definitely not something you have to do, but if you want to like step up as a leader and provide something that's scalable for your team, that might be something that you want to incorporate. So for me, for my team, that's what we do. New to Plexus chat. I run them for 3 months and then they graduate and I just direct them towards team pages. Promote the corporate calls. Guys, we have such amazing tools with the opportunity calls on Monday night and the product calls on Thursday night. Use those because, oh my goodness, like we can't duplicate that. Like we don't need to. Corporate is doing it for us. So just plug in and really utilize them because they are amazing. 2 other things that I do for my customers that I really think help with just the connection piece and the customer care is I send subscription reminders every single month. And you might be like, oh my word, I don't want to do that. You don't have to do that. However, I have found it to be a really nice touch point to send that subscription reminder and just say, hey, your subscription's coming up, on the 28th. If you need to log in and make any changes or cash in your perks, make sure you do that. It's just a touch point. Invite them to the wellness challenge that's coming up, or ask them like, is this the month you're going to go silver? I'd love to help you, right? It's that touch point. And then I also send thank yous. Thank you for your order. I have a little graphic. I thought I put it on the slide, but I guess I didn't. I can definitely pop it in our Energy Bus chat afterward. But every week I pull, you can use your genealogy in the virtual office to see, you can just sort by order, like order date, and see who ordered from you last week. And I just send them a little graphic that I have saved in my desktop. I just shoot it in a chat and I say, thank you so much for your order. And my graphic says, thank you for trusting me with your health journey. And it's just that little touch point. Do I always remember to send them every week? No, absolutely not. But I'm like, if a customer gets that every other month or every 3 months from me, that's nice. They're like, wow, okay, she still appreciates my business. So my goal, my system is to send them out once a week for the prior week's orders. And I'll send you guys that graphic. It's something you can whip up in Canva. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's just a sweet little thank you. And then frequently casting vision. So we were on a call with Jen Hawkins, who is a double diamond and like one of the nicest people in Plexus. She's so sweet. And she had this really great analogy of just moving people to the next seat. Like if you think of a row of chairs, right? And you have a brand new customer, they're sitting in the first chair, just thinking how you can get that customer to move to the next seat. So maybe that's hopping on the opportunity call, or maybe it's finding their plus one, right? They may not be ready to go to the last chair of, do you want to build a business with me? Like that'd be great, but not everyone's ready to go from, chair 1 to chair 10. They're not quite ready to like walk down the aisle with you and get married. But you can move someone from the first to the second chair and then from the second to the third. So as you're connecting with your customers, keep casting vision for them sharing and for them moving to that next seat. That's really helpful for me to think of like, what's the next seat for them? Like not a huge ask, but maybe, maybe they'll post, maybe I could ask them to post. Maybe they will join me in inviting to a messenger chat party. What's the next seat for them? And then the last thing is in-person events, getting people in person, face-to-face. It doesn't have to be fancy, guys. It can be just coming over for pink drinks. It can be a walking group. Shannon and her team have been doing like just walking in the park. we've had Nicole and Victoria and their team doing like non-toxic cleaners, like making them together, and they've been huge. So little in-person things. Maybe you utilize the gut health masterclass that happens once a month on Saturdays. Like wrap a little team event around that and invite your people and have some samples out, right? It can be so simple, but that in-person connection I think is huge. So don't just think business builders when you're doing in-person events. Think like, who are my customers? And it can be a 2-for-1. You can have just your customers come and love on them, and you can cast vision for sharing, for doing the business, for moving to that next seat while they're there, okay? And the main thing is systems scale. So whatever you're doing, whatever things on this list are like, yes, I want that to be my system, or you come up with something different, right? Because you're the CEO, you're the boss. Whatever you decide, just make sure that it's scalable, meaning that you can take that whole customer care package that you have decided works and you can teach it to your team, right? And honestly, the simpler, the better. It doesn't need to be super flashy or complicated, but it is so important to make sure that people aren't falling through the cracks, okay? Of course, the best way to retain someone is to get them silver, right? Get them silver. People who are making a paycheck typically stick around, okay? I've noticed this definitely over my past 7 years. The people who go silver and beyond, they don't have a problem being consistent with their products, right? They get it, they want to do it. So that is ultimately like the best retention strategy, is to help as many people go silver as possible. Okay, so that is the system. It's not complicated. And if you feel like you're not good at customer care right now, or maybe you're looking at this and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't do any of these things, it's okay. Remember, you need to be okay being a mess before you're a master. Okay, you can be a mess before you're a master. The only way to get good at something is to just start, right? To just start with whatever pieces of this system feel like they're a good fit for you. Or maybe you have something completely different that you want to do. There's no perfect system. Okay, the good system is the one that you do consistently and that you duplicate to your team. Okay, so these are just my things. The system that's going to work for you is what you can do consistently and what you can duplicate to your team. Okay, and I recently learned this and wanted to share. It takes about 20 hours to get proficient at a new skill. Okay, 20 hours of practice of doing it. So if you want to play guitar, it will take you about 20 hours of focused practice before you're able to play a song and have it sound like, okay, she plays guitar. It sounds pretty good. And it's not different for any new skill in your business. Okay, you are going to be awful at anything new at first. You're just going to be awful. You just be okay with it. But don't give up just because you feel like you're awful, right? The first time I picked up a guitar, it didn't sound good. Or if you've ever had a kid that wants to play like clarinet or something, yikes. Wow, right? It's painful. It's really, really bad. But what's the only way to improve is to just keep, chipping away at that new skill. It takes 20 hours of being awful, 20 hours of practice. So embrace whatever it is in your business that feels new and hard. Embrace being awful and lean into the 20 hours of practice that it's going to take to get good at it. Most people don't stick out the 20 hours, right? They're like, I'm bad at this. I can't retain my customers. Well, have you given it 20 hours of practice? Maybe not. So and with your business, this is a pillar. So we've got to do something. We've got to do something with customer care. And remember that your systems have to be scalable. So if you're doing a customer care system, that's great, but you need to be teaching it down. It has to duplicate, okay? And that brings us to the third thing, which is really to focus on people. When you focus on people, the points take care of themselves. I'd rather be wrapped up in people than wrapped up in points, okay? And I've done being wrapped up in points. Points are important. You've got to treat your business like a business. You've got to look at the numbers 100%. But like I said, every single person, every point in your back office is a soul. So I want to hit home with this final point that customer care, it's really the right thing to do, okay? It's just the right thing to do. It's how we want to do business. I think our team does a great job on focusing on connection, on focusing on putting people first. And I want to share with you, I think I have it on the next slide here. Yes. Okay. I keep a little digital sticky note on my computer with these qualities of a leader from John Maxwell. This is from one of his books. But qualities of a leader are character, charisma, commitment, communication, competence, courage, discernment, focus, generosity, initiative, listening, passion, positive attitude, problem solving, relationships, responsibility, security, self-discipline, servanthood, teachability, and vision. Most of those have to do with how you treat other people, right? If you look through the list, some of them are like, okay, this is a me thing. Most of these are how I treat other people. The qualities of a leader are really how you interact with other people. So do not be the Plexus ambassador that signs someone up and then never talks to them again. It happens, guys. It blows my mind, but it happens. I don't think it happens on our team, but I have heard from other people like, oh yeah, I used to do that and my sponsor just like abandoned me. No, don't let that be us, right? Love your customers so well that even if they quit Plexus, they'll be blessed by having been on your team, right? That's my goal, is that someone who joins my team, whether it's for a month or they're with me for 10 years, that if they decide to leave at some point, that they're going to walk away feeling blessed by the interaction that we had, okay? Every customer should feel that way. And remember that every single line in your virtual office is a soul. We're in a unique position to be a blessing to these people, and taking great care of them is a privilege. So I know we're out of time, but I'll just leave you with this. Switch your mindset from I have to I get to, right? I have to onboard all 14 customers I signed up. No, I get to onboard them. You get to send subscription reminders. You get to hop on the phone and encourage people. It's a privilege. Like, because you've built a team, you get to take care of them. And when you do this well, you build a strong second pillar. And I would say you build a strong third pillar, right? Because when you're taking care of and retaining your customers, you're going to have more duplication, right? And you're growing as a leader. So it all kind of works together. But on top of that, it has eternal impact. Okay. These are people. It's not just your points or your paycheck. You are actually impacting lives in a positive way. And then the ripple effect from that can be beyond what you can even comprehend, right? Like kindness shown to someone, care taken for someone, like loving your neighbor well, that can have an impact that you can't even, like, we can't even go there in our brains. We can't see all the ripples that can come out of that. It can really be life-changing. So, okay, we are out of time. Thank you guys so much for hopping on. It was great to see your faces. I hope this was helpful. And I'm going to pop my little thank you graphic that I send over in our chat, since that somehow escaped from our slides. But thank you guys. Have a wonderful night.
Thanks, Brittany.
You're welcome. Good night, guys.